Yo, what's up? What's up, Super? Super's back. Greg, what's going on? Hey, Mike. Hey, Molby, Soul, Chase. Yeah, I hope it's been a good weekend for everyone too, Chase. It just started for me, so woke up, prepped the stream, got breakfast, got coffee, spent an hour looking through my planes, trying to decide what to fly, and then just settling on the Technum again, the P2006. I get the little guy this time. And I'm going glass cockpit this time too, because I think last time I flew the analog version that they came out with last week. We're just going to do the quick start because this is not about checklists, it's just about flying around, so just get it started up here. Breakfast and coffee. Nobody wants to hear about your luxurious life. Sorry. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to coffee, but I definitely have to have, well, I don't have to, but it's just part of the morning ritual, right? Even on the weekends, I'll have coffee in the morning. Just one. I don't know the last time I've had more than one cup of coffee or one like Starbucks drink in a day. Pretty much just one. Let me bring up the weather and the location. It looks like we'll be, at least where we are right now, looks like live weather is not a big deal. Last Saturday, there was a ton of bad weather here, or at least where we were flying from in New Hampshire. So today we're starting in New Jersey, and I believe we end up, is it in Maryland? I think we end up in Maryland today. Yeah, we're on leg 3 of 5. And I got the link to the flight plan where you can download the PLN file if you want. That's in the video description. I'll paste it in the chat right now too. I'll wait a few minutes. If you guys want to download the PLN file and get every single waypoint along the route. All right, but we're at Sussex in New Jersey, not in England. It's KFWN is the code. Fox Whiskey November. Yeah, I'm in the P2006. I think this thing goes at about 140-ish knots or so. Greg says, I watched the Hindenburg replay. Oh my God, that was like, I was so confused about what to do during that stream. I was like, this is all over the place. That thing is insanely detailed though. Like, I know it's kind of hilarious that people could get in a shared cockpit scenario, like with 10 people trying to fly the Zeppelin. Like, I don't know. It's like a whole game in of itself. A game within the sim. Mike says I'm not addicted, but I would simply die without it. Hey, Jack, what's up? Hey, Pilot Dave. On your 3rd espresso, Chase? Will I be using say intentions? I thought about it, but I have it off right now. Usually it's just there for like some background noise. And during these flights, I'm usually not like using ATC. We're just flying really casually during these. Is it traffic aware? I believe it's traffic aware and will give you like traffic advisories. I think there are some limitations to it. I got traffic advisories the last time I flew, and I was using it for IFR in the Phoenix. I'm not sure that all the details on what the limitations are with the traffic advisories, though. I think it's that it'll give you advisories, but it won't like sequence you in or anything like that. It doesn't really know the intentions of any planes that are in the sim besides, or even yours. You know, it just knows where you are. It only knows your intentions through communicating with you. But I think it's just, yeah, I think it's just aware that there is traffic, but not what the traffic is going to do. So it can't like sequence you. That's one of the big differences with say intentions, at least right now, and what's planned to come out with Beyond ATC, is that Beyond ATC is doing their own traffic injection, and injector. And the reason for that is they'll be able to know the intentions and the flight paths of all the traffic because they're controlling it. Whereas if you're just injecting random traffic in, like with FSLTL or MS, you know, flights in live traffic, it only knows the positions of the planes and not necessarily where they're going. I believe that's the limitation. Transatlantic Zeppelin flight. Oh my God, how long would that take? How fast is the plane I'm flying? I think this goes like, what do we go, like 140 knots or something like that? Something around there. Let's update the altimeter, 2978. Pitot heat is off. I think I have crash damage off, and let me fill it up. No passengers. Actually, can we? I don't think we can see the dog in this plane. Yeah, no dog in the cockpit. Oh, no dog outside of the cockpit. Oh, that reminds me. I actually downloaded, on Thursday, I downloaded a new add-on. For the first time I've seen somebody actually made some avatars that are women. Shocking, I know. And I downloaded that to get some variety, and you know, obviously I use the pets a lot because they're hilarious. But I downloaded the pack of, I think it's called like Women in Command or Women, I forget what it's called exactly. But there was a bunch of female avatars in here. Here we go. So you can finally have a female avatar, or first officer, you can, or as a pilot, you could have a female avatar. Yeah, how many are there? I think it's like the pilot in command. Yeah, I think that's what PICA stands for, is pilot in command avatars or something like that. I forget who made them, but yeah, we got a selection of women to pick from now. Let me see if they actually showing. I don't know what's going on with the. Oh, I probably don't have enough weight in there. 100 pounds maybe doesn't do it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. So the weight limit is, I thought it was 100 pounds to show anything, but maybe for humans it's different. And these, it seems like, I feel like a lot of the time I'll download an avatar pack, mattering the plane you're flying. Sometimes their like legs will be out or their head will be poking through the top of the plane. At least in this plane, these are working fine. And they are animated too, so that's cool. Didn't know the weight played a part. Yeah, there's like a minimum weight to set to even see the co-pilot avatar. Oops, I got this started up with the chalk still down. Let's go pre-flight and prepare for departure. There we go. Can you load a plan into the GTN? I think the PLN file can. You might be able to, but it's probably complicated, like putting it in a certain folder within your file system on your computer. Some of them do allow you to do that, where you can put like a directory of files and it'll load from them. But in general, it's easiest, I think, just to load it in on the world map. So just go to the world map, and I think the shortcut is spacebar, but it's at the very bottom menu to load it in. Kyrie says, SI is really very expensive ATC, which is not having ATC knowledge. I mean, it just has limitations when it comes to third party, like other traffic in the sky. Like for you, it's great. I mean, I use it on most of my streams. So if you want to see it like in action, I wasn't planning on using it today, but I've been using it pretty regularly. And I think it's incredible. It is expensive because AI is expensive. So I don't know if you're familiar with like the kind of what happened with Beyond ATC's pricing model when they unveiled it, but it basically led to a lot of people, myself included, because of how expensive AI usage is, for us to, we calculated how much it would cost us per flight because of their pricing model. They've since changed it drastically for the better. It's much cheaper now, and they're including a lot of AI features that were previously going to cost you money over time. But it got as expensive as like $2 or $3 per flight. So if you fly a few times a week, you're spending way more than $30 in just a month. So $30 is actually, I feel like, a steal for a month when the entire thing is powered by AI. And the major difference is with say intentions that you can literally say, you know, outside of their terms of service and limitations on like simulating terrorist events and stuff like that, you can ask it whatever you want. Like, it will interpret anything you say and reply to you and try to give you a solution. Like, we've done Mayday calls. I've switched my airports and stuff like that. Whereas Beyond ATC is very canned. If you watch any of the demo videos and stuff like that, you have very specific responses you can give it. So it's not as open-ended, which is fine. They're just different. But yeah, if you want an actual like AI experience where it's very flexible and it actually interprets what you're saying and replies to it and comes up with a response kind of on the fly, then Say Intentions is the option. But everybody is, I think, equally excited for both. Like, they're just different. That's my take on it always, is that they're very different. All right, Windsock's pointing this way, so we'll go this way. It'd be cool to have an open source version where you use your own API key. I can't imagine how expensive that would be, though. I think we're saving a ton of money by only paying $30 a month. I mean, people buy $80 PMDG planes and $100 a year Navigraph subscriptions and $240 a year 4-flight subscriptions. You know, like, flight simming is not a cheap hobby. People are buying $300 mini what is it? And mini FMC, what's it called? The little tiny box. Isn't that thing like $300? And it's supposed to be amazing, but it just, in general, flight simming is not a cheap hobby. It can be if you get an Xbox and never buy any peripherals, right? Like, that is the cheapest you can make flight simming, basically. But I mean, you need a multi-$1,000 PC to even load up Microsoft Flight Simulator if you're doing the PC route. But yeah, I mean, to me, the $30 a month is worth it if you want to try the like bleeding edge of what we can do with AI, and it's only getting better every day. And just that they have like celebrity, they have Kennedy Steve at JFK, right? Like they got permission to recreate his voice and his personality in Say Intentions. It's incredible. Like, that's the fun stuff we get with AI. I'm here for it. I think it's really fun. But they're both going to be great. I think for most people, Beyond ATC is going to be the best thing for them. It's $30. You turn on the basic voices for free. You get traffic injection. And a lot of people, myself included, fly IFR, and everybody that's all about airliners, like, it is built for that. And it's going to be doing like sequencing you with other traffic. It's going to be crazy. It's such a crazy value. I almost feel like worried that they're not going to be able to maintain the business model, that it's so cheap. You barely see anyone. Yeah. This goes. It's really hit or miss with multiplayer right now. Let's go ahead and take off. We're going to take off, and we're going to turn to the east, or sorry, to the left. I have my map here on. I'll have to switch that to north up mode. Anyway, we're continuing our tour of the Appalachian Trail in the northeast part of the United States. And this is day 3. And yeah, all these flight plans are from the World Tours website, which I love. All right, gear up. I'm going to turn on, let me turn on points of interest just in case we pass by any actual points of interest during the flight. Doesn't always happen, but landmark markers on. You crashed, not the plane. Oh, the game crashed already? No. Kyrie says, don't you want ATC to be somewhat canned? It's supposed to give you guidance and have you following rules. Yeah, it's not just talkative. No, it 100% follows all the rules. Like, it even will give you pilot deviations if you enter the wrong traffic pattern or lands on the runway without authorization. All those sorts of things. It is following all the rules that you would expect it to. Sorry, we're actually turning around here. I hate heading up maps. Yeah, I don't want to give you the impression that it's like all fun and games with say intentions, but it is flexible enough where you can throw something at it that is not necessarily pre-programmed to respond to. And because it's all AI powered, it will do its best role-playing ATC and everything it knows about controlling traffic to give you a somewhat realistic response. Like, people will ask things of it that they haven't coded in like direct support for, and it will come up with things that are realistic just because of it being AI, if that makes sense. But they are doing, they're working on IFR right now. It was mainly built for VFR flying, but they've been doing IFR, and I've been trying that, multiple times on the streams here. This group flight stream on Saturday, though, is just supposed to be casual and fun and just give us all an opportunity to fly in a pack together. The other, like, Say Intentions also took the AI and added an entire tour guide feature, which is just, it's insane. Like, they have 4 different personalities for tour guides, and you can just tune into 123.45, and it'll automatically call out points of interest to give you history about the area you're flying at worldwide. So those are the kind of things they can do with AI that, something like Beyond ATC is probably not going to dive into those kind of features. Because, they're very hyper-focused on, a good IFR experience with traffic injection and managing and sequencing traffic. That's their focus. Whereas, yeah, Say Intentions is just like, hey, let's see what embracing AI fully can get us. Thinking of adding Xbox or living room simming. Yeah, I don't care for VATSIM. I think there's just, I think VATSIM and IVAO are like a really good experience. Like, nothing really comes close to that level of realism, obviously, just because you're talking to real humans. The problem that everybody knows if you've flown on those networks, though, is just because they're volunteer-based, it's very hit or miss if you have coverage, where you have coverage, and if the coverage is going to drop off right in the middle of your flight or not. It's just the nature of it being a volunteer network. I have personal issues with ones like with VATSIM, especially because of what like V1 went through. It was kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth with them asking him to provide photo identification, which is just absolutely insane. So I've like quit VATSIM. I got my account deleted and all that. I'm just never using it again because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But like I might end up trying IVAO as well. I'm asking them about, making sure I can sign up and not using my real name and stuff like that, because nobody should be forced to do that on these networks. But the good thing about things like AI ATC and the other thing I forgot to mention with SI, like Say Intentions, is the multiplayer aspect is insane. Like, you can hear other people on your frequency, or globally if you want to turn on chatter. That's a huge aspect that makes it feel a lot like VATSIM, where you hear real humans talking. And you can chat with each other on a CTAF frequency if you want. So I think that eventually, if they lean into that and they say they allow human controllers to relieve AI controllers, you'll get the best of both worlds. You could utilize the multiplayer features that they already have to allow a group of, screened and like whitelisted people who are ATC, who know what to do and roleplay ATC just like they do on VATSIM, except the difference is that as soon as those people are offline, the AI takes over again. Or you could make it so, what they would probably want is people to let the customer opt in whether or not they want to use humans when they're available. Just because it's intimidating talking to a real human. But just like it is on FatSim. Feeling the wind out here? Yeah, it's showing 10 knots right now. I don't know, again, we actually have a monument here. High Point Monument. We have an actual landmark in front of us. Maybe I should turn on the tour guide and see what they say about the monument. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what Janet has to say about the monument on Say Intentions. One, two, three, four, five. There we go. It's kind of crazy the way they announced it, only making $30 of the 60. Yeah, with Beyond ATC. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's great for customers.
Just ahead, at 12 o'clock in 2 miles,
yep, here it is.
You'll find the High Point Lookout, a place where you can see for miles if you're not too short. It's the highest point in New Jersey, which isn't saying much, but it's something. Built in 1929, it's a monument to war veterans, which is nice because usually monuments are just built to remind us that someone had a lot of stone. People who like looking at things from high up go there probably because it's a lookout. My friend Toby went there once.
Oh, God.
Tried to use a telescope, but ended up looking through the wrong end and thought he'd shrunk the world. Classic Toby.
Classic Toby. So that's an example of like the Say Intentions tour guide. Like I said, there's 4 different personalities. I have it on one of the silly ones. 2 of them are silly and just like comic relief. Like they'll give you a little info about it. That's Janet, who like every single time, like I didn't do anything other than turn on Say Intentions and turn my radio to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just works instantly. So that's the kind of thing with Say Intentions, like that is really cool, I think. And like they're pushing what AI can do for us as pilots, you know, as sim pilots. There are 4 different personalities for the tour guide. So there's 2 that are serious, like male and female that are serious, and then a male and female that are silly. So you can choose which one you want. Janet's worth a price tag. Yeah, it's really funny. But there are 2 professional ones and 2 silly ones. So if you want more of a professional tour guide feel, you can just turn those on in the settings. But yeah, I agree with Beyond ATC. Like as for customers, it's absolutely incredible. Like I think this is one of those scenarios where like the customer is not always right. I think a lot of what they went through with their pricing model is because their customers were demanding that they didn't want a subscription. But I think that's kind of an ignorant opinion to have because of how expensive AI is to use these AI services, especially with voice generation and stuff like that. So I actually love the idea of a subscription because I know how expensive that stuff is.
I watched your Zeppelin stream yesterday. I have never laughed so much. Nearly spat out a lump. Bloody brilliant.
Thanks for the 5 pounds, Ian. What's up, man? How's your God Gaming PC going there? I feel like I haven't seen you for a while, but thanks a lot. Thanks for the 5 pounds, dude. Yeah, the Zeppelin was hilarious. I was like, it was funny and so confusing all at the same time because I just had no idea. And none of us did really. Look, there was somebody in chat who knew everything about it. I don't know if they were on the dev team or like one of the beta testers or what, but they seem to know a lot about the Zeppelin, about the Hindenburg that was put in the sim on Thursday. But yeah, I was very confused. It's super fun though. I can't imagine doing how hilarious it would be to do shared cockpit on that thing. Let me change this to north up. I hate heading up maps so much. There we go. Just the route. Better. She's funny, especially with the Toby stories. Yeah. I have my eye on the women in charge avatars. Is it called Women in Charge? Yeah, it's good to see some women avatars in there. I feel like I don't know that I've seen any at all. I'm usually looking in the marketplace every week to see what's new, and I think that might be the first time I've seen somebody add some female avatars. So it's great. What's up, Ian? Oh, very busy. Oh, not much time on the PC. I'm sorry, man. Well, I'm glad you could watch the stream and it was entertaining for you. It was terrifying for me. Just had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, there are a few stock ones, yeah. Yeah, Microsoft did a good job divvying, you know, like, it's been pretty much, when they released it, it was like half and half male and half female. They did a good job with, like, the good variety of avatars for sure. In the marketplace, I think that might be the first time I've seen some third-party ones. Yeah, Janet's a national treasure. Well, what's good is, like, so the tour guides are actually really good for something like this, because this flight plan, what's the guy's name? Is his name? I think Peter Mooney is the name of the guy that made these flight plans on the World Tours website. And like, there's not a ton of detail about exactly what you're going to fly over, but clearly we're flying over a bunch of points of interest or some sort. So it's kind of really nice to be able to throw on the Say Intentions tour guide to get an idea of maybe what we're flying over. Because we can see there's no landmark in front of us. Like, there's one coming up here, but Microsoft has nothing called out for it. So even though it might not be modeled in the sim, at least we can get an idea through Say Intentions and the tour guide, kind of what the intention was. Not saying that on purpose. You know, what the intention of the tour guide, like the flight plan was for us to fly around. Safe altitude. On the flight plan, it shows 4,500 as the max altitude on the flight plan on the World Tours website. But right now we're chilling at about 1,700. It's all VMC right now, so we're good to just look out. Didn't realize you had an account at World Tour. Yeah, I made one just to be able to favorite things so I know if I've done them before. Ian says the guys on the ropes had me howling. Oh, and you drifting? Yeah. The ropes are hilarious. And then just like there's one guy in every engine room, like next to the engine, basically, the engine cars. It's crazy. Yeah, the detail on that thing is nuts. So apparently the premium version of the Zeppelin is going to have like mini games in it. So like the radio room with the Morse code is going to have a mini game. The piano is going to have a mini game. Like there's mini games throughout the Zeppelin. But I hope the premium version doesn't cost more. Like, I hope it's just an update. It's especially weird when you're inside the thing you've bought and there's basically advertisements in it for the premium version that's not out yet. So I hope they're just hyping us up so when we get when the premium version is out, we just get it for free, I hope. Fast Time Vero. No, I'm not familiar, Thomas. What's that? We Live Dangerously. Yeah, so did I play Led Zeppelin to make it realistic? I wish I could play copyrighted music on the stream. We'd be listening to much different music. Actually, speaking of music, this song is going to get the axe right now because I've heard it way too many times. I've been trying to switch back more towards, like, get the playlist more towards like a retro feel. Why is that genre slipping my mind? Is it synthwave? I always think of like Dr. Disrespect when I think of my music taste, like similar taste in music. Yeah, the 80s. Oh, like retro wave, right? I think it's just retro wave. Yeah, it's like made to mimic the sounds of the 80s, like 80s synthesizers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love that stuff. It's very nostalgic sounding.
1 o'clock, about a mile away, is Fiddler's Elbow, a place with a name that sounds like a medical condition you'd get from playing the violin too vigorously. It's actually a tourist attraction. That's been confusing people since it was named. No one really knows why it's called that, but it's the kind of name that makes you think, well, that must be important, because it doesn't make any sense. People who enjoy a good elbow or fiddle, or both, often flock there. My friend Toby once tried to play a fiddle there, but he got his elbow stuck in a fence. It was quite the spectacle. And speaking of spectacles, our heading is as steady as a three-legged table, isn't it?
Is she just taking jabs at my piloting? Did she say our heading is as stable as a three-legged table? Oh, what is this? Just a power line? Oh. Hey, water cooled, what's up? How's the flying going? We're just chilling along the Appalachian Trail again, day 3. As usual, chatting about AI, ATC. Yeah, she's definitely making fun of the flying. Yeah, we're going to KMRB, yep. I should, I didn't check beforehand. I should check to see where we want to land along the way. Let me turn on, we'll want to take a pit stop or two, like we normally do. Probably pick, I'll probably just bring up Navigraph in the background and try to find some airports right along our route we can take pit stops at. We're over New Jersey right now. We started in Sussex, New Jersey, and we're flying southwest. So I think we're still along the western border of New Jersey. It's always so hard to tell when you cross a state border in, like even with the charts up, like the state borders are not really well defined, even if I bring up like the Navigraph world map. If I zoom out enough, yeah, we're still in New Jersey, just barely. In between New Jersey and, I believe, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I think maybe even just right across the river here might be the border of Jersey and Pennsylvania. The Delaware, yeah, the Delaware is the border. It looks like, yeah. So that's the Delaware River to our right here. Janet doesn't care about rivers, though, I guess. Haven't made it to West Virginia. No, this is day 3 of 5. So I think today we're gonna end up in, I think it's Maryland. Yeah, I wish there was an easy way to turn on like city names and borders and stuff like that, state borders and even country borders. Like it's easy on like the Navigraph maps to see where like the RTAC regions are, like when we're switching, you know, when we're switching from New York to Cleveland or something like that. Like I can see those borders like clear as day. But as far as the states, they're like these very light gray dotted borders. Where are we near? If you mean the nearest airport, we're just passing by Blairstown. 1 November 7 is the airport code for Blairstown if you want to hop in there and catch up to us. Here, I'll bring this up so we can see. There you go. And then up ahead looks like we have 8 Papa November 2, 8 PN 2 is another one coming up on our to our south a little bit. Yeah, the wind is just, seems like the winds are just in our face the whole day. Yeah, at some point we'll wait till like the hour mark or so. We're at about 37 minutes on the stream right now. We'll wait until about an hour or a little after that, and then we'll find the nearest airport and land at it. It takes us to West Virginia. I believe it ends. It should follow the whole Appalachian Trail. I think it ends in West Virginia. Wait, no, it's further south than that, right? I think it might even end in like, is it Georgia? Let me check. Yeah, it is Georgia, yeah. Georgia to Maine. Yeah, it ends in Georgia. Seneca Rocks, New River Gorge Bridge. Yeah, Georgia's the end of the trail. Yep. Looks like it. Multiplayer seems to be working decently today, you guys. I mostly see all you guys. I assume I see everybody. So it hasn't glitched out and shown only like 3 people. Looks like your 2070 Super can still play the year's releases. I think did I start with the 2060? I think I started with the 2060 Super when I built this PC like 4 years ago or so. Yeah, 1080p. Yeah, you're gonna get, I assume, like, yeah, if you're playing at 1080p, you're gonna be able to use your card for so much longer than somebody doing like 4K and stuff like that, or even 1440p. So far, so good. Yeah, maybe I'd like to take credit for us breaking it when it glitches out. There are just too many of us. Maybe we should do the Rockies next. I feel like the Rockies are going to be much more impressive to look at compared to the Appalachians. The 980 card will run it okay. I mean, if it can run, it makes sense that something like that could run, like a 980 could run Flight Sim at lower quality settings, because, I mean, the Xbox runs it. How old is the Series X now? Is it like 4 or 5 years old? And the latest gen consoles? Has it been 4 years already?
Just below, you'll see the mysterious box gap, a natural wonder as perplexing as why we still use fax machines. It's said to have been formed millions of years ago, when the Earth was still trying to decide where to put everything. People come far and wide to gaze at it, probably because they've got nothing better to do. And speaking of having nothing better to do, my friend Toby once tried to measure the gap with a piece of string he found. Turned out it was someone's old shoelace. And he ended up getting it tangled in his hair. Took hours to get him free. A true testament to the gap's entangling charm, I suppose.
All right, Janet. What's the goofy lady voiceover? It's part of Say Intentions. The AI ATC, they have a feature called tour guides. You can pick from 2 tour guides, and there are 2 serious ones and 2 silly ones. That's one of the silly ones. What's up, Jack? Jack says flying along in VR today. When you get your settings right, it's something else. Yeah, I'm too lazy to bring my VR out often enough, but the times I do, it's a great experience. I love flying in VR. I'm hoping for the day, or waiting for the day, you know, maybe it'll be 5 years or even longer from now until VR are basically the size of glasses and as comfortable to wear as just a pair of glasses. I would use it a lot more often if it was that simple. But we're probably a ways off from that technology. I mean, they're getting lighter and lighter over time. Like, though I think didn't the Apple Vision Pro weigh in like around the same as existing headsets? It's not very light because they're using like tons of high quality components. Like isn't that enclosure partially metal or aluminum or something? I don't know. I just remember it not being extremely light, which I would have thought would have been a really big priority for them. But I guess instead you get more of like that weird AR, you know, like augmented reality kind of feel to it. I've never used it and I don't really care to use it, but I was hoping when Apple unveiled it, complain about something being high quality. It's just the weight. Like, VR headsets are annoying to use because of the weight. Like, I have the Valve Index. The thing is heavy. Like, it's never comfortable to wear, and that's why I don't wear it for more than, like, whatever, 30 minutes, and I'm just tired of it. Complaints from video reveals it doesn't fit well. The battery attached is a bug. Oh, like it's annoying to have the battery attached to it? Yeah, I understand. Like, their priorities seem to be in the... Aesthetically, it looks amazing. Like, the device looks really cool, right? It looks Apple-like. But if it's heavy, like, how you're not going to want to use it. Like, I'm not going to want to use it, I guess. I can just speak for myself, but it's just like, you know... waiting for the weight to come down. Yeah, and it's a whole thing to get it set up. Like, I'm using the Valve Index, and unfortunately it's one that has base stations. So for me to set up my VR, I have to like pull out the base station, plug it in, plug the power in, set it up somewhere that can see my face. And if I want to look around 360, I need to set up one behind me as well. Then I have to plug in like the 3 cables that come with the headset itself, and then get the controllers and make sure they're charged. Like, it's just a lot. So I do like that they did everything with hand gestures. It's kind of awesome. Like, that's not going to translate to gaming well necessarily, but it's cool that you don't need controllers to use the Vision Pro. I think that, like, that type of innovation is cool. I think all the like glass, like see your fake eye and persona thing is kind of gimmicky and weird. I don't think we need any of that. But yeah, I think the weight and wireless are like the #1 things, I think. It should be really easy to keep it charged and to pick it up and just start using it without having like 8 cables attached and things stretched around your room. I know like the HP Reverb is better. It uses more cameras, so you don't have the base stations on the HP Reverb. And I think it's also one of the lightest as well. Where is the actual Appalachian Trail? Supposedly this is it where we are. Like the Appalachians are not super high mountains, but it is a mountain range that extends for like 2,000 miles or something like that. And the trail itself along the mountains is, it's something that people hike, you know, various portions of, or, you know, I think there are like people who will hike the whole thing over weeks and camp and all that kind of stuff. Which plane am I flying? Parker, this is the Tecnam P2006 Turbo. So last week, 2 Thursdays ago, the Tecnam P2006, which had this version, this is the Mark II. So it's got the glass cockpit with the G1000. This one got a kind of a variation got released for this one, which is an analog version. So it has the GTN 750 or the GNS 430 as an option, but is the same plane. So it's a twin engine. I think each engine's like 100 horsepower or something like that. So it's not very fast, but it's got retractable landing gear, and it's got some cool checklist features. It's got fully functioning circuit breakers. The checklists are pretty cool, and something I noticed in this one, the 2006 one, is like it's got a performance table here. This is a pretty cool feature for this plane. I don't think I've seen in another one. When you're in cruise, you can click on these different tables here, these different performance tables, based on if you want 85, 68, or 54% power. When you click it, it's going to automatically change your settings down here. Did you see it move the throttle and the prop levers when I click it? So you can just hit that and it'll detect what altitude you're at, I think is how it works. So it'll say, oh, if you're closer to 6,000, like it's going to set this for you, which is pretty cool. So I haven't seen that in another plane. And then it's got a little EFB over here. So it's got a bunch of pre-flight stuff, a pre-flight like walk around you can do and check tire pressure and things like that. I don't know the extent to what the wear and tear and failures are on this, but I do think there are some failures that can happen in the 2006. And then in addition to this model, which is a 2006, they also released the 2012, which is a larger version. It's like a 10-seater. This is a 4-seater. So the 2012 Traveler is also in the marketplace. And I think that one's $40. And I think the two of these together were on sale for like what was it? I want to say like 50 for both of them because they were 35 each for the digital version or the Mark II version like this, and then the analog equivalent. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them. I haven't spent the time to learn them extensively at all. I just fly them really casually, but yeah, it seems it's pretty full featured. I would say this is like in between like an Asobo 5-star plane and something like the M500, a Comanche level 5-star plane, which are just all the bells and whistles. This has like a nice balance between the two where you have functioning circuit breakers and an EFB, but I don't think you're getting the I don't think you're getting like all of the failure options and wear and tear and stuff like that you do in things like the Comanche. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is just features wise, I'd give this a 5. Definitely. It's just a different class. There's like 3 classes of planes in my opinion. There's like the Microsoft Asobo style planes where it's like a good plane, a good flight model, good interior, good textures, looks good, fun to fly, but it doesn't have any bells and whistles. And those can be really good. Some people even really love certain Carenado planes. People love them, even though they don't have all those extra features. Then there's this, which is like the middle tier, which is like you got an EFB and stuff, but maybe you don't have like the insane full walk around and passenger loading and refueling. And then there's like close to the top tier is like something like this. And the top tier would be something like the Comanche, the M500, or like the Phoenix, you know, like things that are just so good that you could literally fly only that one plane and be happy forever kind of thing. But yeah, these planes are really cool. I don't have any complaints, but to be fair, I haven't dove into them. Won't teach you how to fly a complex. Yeah, of course. I mean, when you need the cheats and the shortcuts, if they're available, it's great. I mean, just having the performance table in here is something I normally don't see as far as like in-sim checklist style stuff. Like, we're lucky if a plane even mentions the like rotation speed and the climb speed in the checklist up here, so that we get it like physically, you know, quote unquote physically on a sheet in here is pretty awesome. Imagine the random guy at the arrival airport on West US trying to have a normal flight. Yeah, Ben. Sometimes we'll every now and then we'll like fly to a populated area and all jump in like the ornithopter or something and just fly around it just to scare the crap out of people. Moto says, what's the community consensus? The eye following devices, are they worth the money? Yeah, Track IR is like an older one that a lot of people like. And then there's the Tobii eye tracker, Tobii. I've owned both of them. I personally don't use either one very often, but I think they're really good.
10 o'clock and a mere 2 miles away.
After this Janet interruption.
It's a bit like our altitude management. It's got its ups and downs. People come from far and wide to climb them, probably because they've got nothing better to do. My friend Toby, he once tried to ascend them on a pogo stick, ended up bouncing right into a local picnic and made quite the impression, along with a bit of a mess. They still talk about it, you know, in hushed, disapproving tones.
All right, Janet. Yeah, so Moto, the eye trackers, I think it like if you find yourself doing this a lot with your camera, then you might be somebody who's interested in an eye tracker. If you're constantly doing this over and over, looking left, looking right, you know, moving slightly forward, slightly back, it might be for you. I personally don't mind the static camera, and I've gotten used to just like using my little thumbstick to look left or right, or use my hat for glancing left and right or forward and stuff like that. I use those a lot. The times when we do these kind of flights and I use the Tobii eye tracker, it is fun. It does make it a bit more fun, and just, yeah, you can get your head where you want it to be a little more easily. It's not like magical though, as far as like being able to lean super far forward like this. Like maybe you can do that if you're trying to find the runway and like you're doing a pattern or something. I mean, I think if you have the budget for it and you find yourself looking around a lot like this, I would get the Tobii eye tracker. I don't like the track IR just because it's another cable. You have to mount the little, what does it use, like infrared or something on the side of your head. It's a little device you have to clip onto your headset, your headphones, your glasses, or whatever. And it's yet another cable to attach your computer, like from you to the computer, which I don't like. Like I personally just have my headphone cable and that's it. And of course I could get wireless if I want for headphones, but the Tobii eye tracker is great because you don't need any cables. It mounts on the bottom of your monitor. And when you have it on, it's just doing head tracking and eye tracking. Whereas the Track IR just does head tracking when the clip-on device moves. I would also say that if you play other games like Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, DCS, games like that, where you're constantly moving your camera around, even more so in those games probably because they're faster paced in general. Also a great reason to have something like a Tobii. But it does take some calibration. Like it's always tracking your head. Like you have to turn it on and off when you want to use it. So if you look down at your phone, it's gonna, all of a sudden you're gonna look down at your phone and it's gonna do this. So you have to toggle it on and off potentially if you're gonna be moving your head around and you don't want the camera to move. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Ben. Yeah, OpenTrack AI uses your webcam. Yeah, is that the one where you can use your phone camera as well? There are some free ones which might do the job before having to drop like $300 or $400 on one of the trackers. OpenTrack for DCS. Okay, yeah, sounds like a good option to try that then. Moto said I have a hard time getting back and forth between PFD, front view, and others. Yeah, for me, I just use keyboard shortcuts, Control 1 through 9, to get to those things. What's good about the instrument camera presets, like if you notice right now how the cockpit's shaking around, right, because of the wind, because of the updrafts or whatever near the mountains here, and you're trying to click on something, when I put my mouse over here, it can be hard if it's shaking around. When you use an instrument camera preset, you'll see the shaking happening over here, but you'll notice that my mouse is not moving at all. So it basically freezes the camera and anchors it to this view so you can hit the buttons and everything without worrying about turbulence throwing your mouse off. So the instrument camera presets on like Control 1 through 9 are really, really useful. You could also set custom ones. They're not instrument camera presets, but say I want a camera here. I can point here and hit Control Alt 1, and then I'll go back. So that assigned it to Alt 1. Control Alt 1 to assign it to 1, to assign it to Alt 1. So if I hit Alt 1, it now zooms in like that. But the problem with these presets are that they do not anchor the camera. So if I point at this button, see how the mouse is moving relative to the button, and if I move enough, it'll move off the button. So it's not the same as an instrument camera preset. The instrument ones anchor themselves in a way that makes it easy to still interact with the controls. But yeah, the hard part about the instrument camera presets too is that they vary from plane to plane, and it's up to the developer to define those camera positions in their plane to be useful. And not every developer does a good job of picking good camera presets. We've had ones where we hit Control 1 and it like moves to the back of the cabin for like the toilet view or whatever. In the, what was that, the Phenom 300? That was just a horrible purchase, but your mileage may vary. But if the developer does a good job, then the presets, when you cycle through them, yeah, this one is a little weird because it has presets that go outside of the plane for the walk around feature. The Comanche does the same thing, actually. But hopefully, like the first couple, like this is Control 1, Control 2, and Control 3, Control 4. There's 5. The 5 of those, like, they're bringing you into the main controls you're going to need to use, so. Yeah, it sounds like using OpenTrack, yeah, is definitely a good idea. Especially if it's free. It sounds like it's free. I go on and off. I literally detached my Tobii eye tracker from my PC like 2 days ago. Again, I took it off the monitor. I hadn't used it in weeks. And I was just sitting there looking at it. And it's like yet another cable that's attached. waiting to be started, yet another piece of software running on my system tray. I'm just a dork with that stuff. Like, I want to have the least amount of things running and plugged in as I can. Like, I'm standing at my desk right now with my rudder pedals off. Like, I'm just standing here because I want to stand today for the stream to make myself feel less lazy. And yeah, just have my stick and my little throttle, and like, that's it. So yeah, but you know, it's different for everyone. If you use it a lot, you're gonna want to keep it on there a lot. And, like, it might get annoying to use something like OpenTrack. I'm not sure if you have to like set it up manually every time, or it uses your webcam, right? So it's probably really easy. Like, you have your webcam on top of your monitor, and yeah, if the setup and convenience is there, then sounds good to me. Yeah, the crap Phenom 300. Yeah, I got the crap one when it came out, not realizing that it wasn't the good one, and then the good one came out a week or two later, the Cockspur one, which was much better. But the Phenom 300 was very bad. Did not like it at all. And yeah, Ben, the tour guide jokes are a setting, so I can turn on just to give you an idea, I can turn on the serious one. There are 2 serious ones and 2 joking, like, silly ones. You're listening to the silly one. So let me go and I'll turn on, I think Sarah, yeah, let's turn on Jeff, actually. Sarah is more concise, which I like, but I'll turn on Jeff just because we were listening to a female voice, so you can hear one of the male voices. Jeff's description says, educated and verbose, Jeff will give you all the information you can want. He's a walking/flying encyclopedia. So if when there's another call out, we'll hear Jeff, who's a little more serious. Water Cool Guy says, I have an MMO gaming mouse with buttons on the side. Oh yeah, I did that for a while, so you're probably talking about the Razer Naga. I have the Naga Trinity, and it's actually pretty amazing. I'm not using it. I used to use it for the same reason. It has like 12 mini thumb buttons instead of just like the normal 2 that you would have.
Near the Crystal Cave,
To be
located
continued.
at 963 Crystal Cave Road, Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Crystal Cave is a natural cave formation that was discovered in 1871 by William Merkel and John Garrett. It is known for its stunning crystal formations, including stalactites, stalagmites, and other unique mineral deposits. The cave is a popular tourist attraction and offers guided tours for visitors to explore its underground wonders. Crystal Cave is also a designated national natural landmark and is enjoyed by nature enthusiasts, geologyists, and anyone fascinated by the beauty of natural formations. If you have the opportunity, I highly recommend visiting Crystal Cave to witness the breathtaking underground world that has been forming for millions of years.
See, he's definitely verbose. But yeah, that one's less cringy, more serious. But about the mouse, oh, it's the Corsair Scimitar? Okay. I don't know about that one, but yeah, it sounds like there's other options. I have like the Naga Trinity, and it actually has 3 different, they're magnetized. The left part where your thumb is for the side buttons has 3 plates you can snap in on and out. It's just magnetized. You can just pull it off and pop another one on. So they have the traditional like 2 thumb buttons. There's one with like a radial, like a round configuration that has I think 8 or 9 buttons in a round configuration. And then there's a grid of 12. So yeah, you can swap out whichever ones you want, which is pretty nice. No, yeah. Or Moto Nerds, yeah, asking if I'm a real pilot. Negative. I've never taken a Discovery flight. My girlfriend has her private, and I've gone up with her a few times, but which is kind of how I got into simming. Was she had gotten her private, and I used it as a good excuse to build a gaming PC, and I kind of wanted to just build the sim and just get into it to learn about it since she was flying. And yeah, I'd say I've learned quite a bit. Phrasing? What phrasing? What did I say? But yeah, no, I don't have a PPL. I've never touched a real yoke or a real stick in a plane. I should fly more in real life. Yeah, I'm mostly terrified when I fly. Per private, yeah. Okay. All right, Soul. No more coffee for you. Do I reckon I could fly a plane legit from just flying in the sim? I think that I could program the avionics and maybe talk to ATC. I am not going to pretend that I know what it's like to actually feel the sensations of being in control of a plane. I might have an anxiety attack. I have no idea. In theory, I think I probably know... I think I obviously know more than the regular person when it comes to the procedures of flying a plane because of using the sim. And I would say that anybody that flies the sim for any period of time probably understands a little more than the average person, right? But I'm never going to say that I could confidently land a Boeing or something like that, or, you know, land an A320. Like, no, very unlikely. But if I had to pick between myself, say I'm not having an anxiety attack and there's that meme scenario where somebody's like, hey, I got 600 hours in the sim, I'll help, Captain. If I'm not having an anxiety attack and there's nobody more qualified, and I'm not saying that sim hours qualifies you, but it does give you some idea of some of the realistic procedures if you're learning it in a realistic way. I would try to help. I don't think I could guarantee anything. I mean, we've seen, you guys have seen all those videos where like somebody with very little flying experience will land a plane with the help of ATC. But I think a lot of the time, like those crazy stories where somebody's like pilot died in mid-flight or had a medical emergency, and the person jumps up and takes control of the plane and lands it successfully, those are absolutely insane. I do think those people had experience flying in the past, though, like decades ago, like very, very little experience. But, yeah, seen the videos of simmers having the chance. I think I would, because of my interest in all the IFR stuff and, you know, the avionics and things like VORs, I think I'd have a little bit easier of a time because I put in so much time into simming, of course. Anybody that's put in a significant amount of time simming, you know, any of you guys that have done that, I'm sure if you translate that to learning for real, it's going to help you a lot. When it comes to the procedures, like I have no idea what the sensation of an uncoordinated turn feels like, you know what I mean? I have no idea what that feels like. Turn coordination in the sim is something we don't even really talk about because you don't feel the adverse effects of not coordinating your turns. You know, outside of maybe losing some altitude or something like that because you didn't use your rudder before you rolled into it. But yeah, all those little nuances, those real things that are the absolute fundamentals for a real pilot, I have no idea about any of those things. Oh, thanks, Moto. Have to go for the day, just turned it on mobile. We'll appreciate that, man. Thanks for dropping by. We'll try to fly in the sim another day. Yeah, we do this every Saturday as a group play, and then every Tuesday and Thursday. Usually Tuesday I'm doing like ATC and sometimes like airliner stuff. Thursdays we buy stuff from the marketplace and try it out, like we did the Zeppelin. And every Saturday we're doing the group flight, like really casually like this, just hanging out, chatting, having a coffee, having a beer, having a seltzer, whatever your flavor is. Just hanging out and trying to find some cool spots in the world. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, dude. Can fly the Zeppelin. Yeah, right. I can hit the button that tells the 10-man crew to take off. That's what I can do. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I got laid off like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, and I actually stopped simming for a while in my job hunt, and I keep thinking like, all right, if that happens again, or it's almost inevitable, like in the tech industry, you'll potentially get laid off at some point at a company. It's just the way things are. It's like, if that happens again and I'm discouraged, maybe I will finally take a discovery flight. But I might be a little too old to switch over to that as like a career. I wouldn't think that I would switch over to it as a career option at this point in my life, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's possible that I would do one discovery flight and just be absolutely hooked. We should probably pick an airport to stop at along the way here. Let's see what we have coming up. PS20. It's a little Oh, this isn't too far. Yeah, let's land here at Fairview Farm Airfield. Papa Sierra 20, runway... Looks like runway 3. Which one's the preference? Anyway, it's coming up right here to the right. Let's land here. Little impromptu landing and take a break. People can refill their beverages and stuff.
Located at 1 o'clock, 6 miles away, is a stunning natural attraction.
It's a little bit
County,
to the north of our next waypoint here.
This picturesque waterfall is a popular destination for nature enthusiasts, hikers, and photographers.
Got it right there.
The falls cascade down a series of rocky ledges, creating
that looks like a river. This looks kind of like an airport.
Beauty.
I think is that the runway right there?
Visitors can enjoy the tranquil surroundings, take scenic hikes, and capture breathtaking photos of the cascading water.
I'm not going to change my avionics because I don't want to mess up the flight plan. I'd have to edit it.
The surrounding landscape during the last ice age. The flowing waters have carved out the rocky terrain over thousands of years, creating the captivating waterfall that we see today. The area surrounding the falls is home to diverse plant and animal species.
Looks like raccoon might be leading the way.
For wildlife observation and nature appreciation. The falls are also a significant part of the local ecosystem, providing essential habitat for various aquatic species and contributing to the overall biodiversity of the region. The serene atmosphere and the soothing sound of the rushing water make Sweet Arrow Falls a peaceful retreat for those seeking a connection with nature.
3, 5, and 1,
Visitors
7.
to Sweet Arrow Falls often find themselves captivated by the natural beauty and tranquility.
Everyone just disappeared. We're just going to land here to the north. Papa Sierra 20.
Whether it's the sound
Fairview Arm Airfield. I said we'd stop after an hour. We're an hour and 8 minutes in, so we'll do a little pit stop here.
The falls offer a memorable experience for all who visit.
Looks like it's right past these mountains down in this area to the right. I think this might be it right here. And I'm gonna leave the flight plan alone. If you guys have imported the flight plan, I guess you could mess with it. Yeah, it's just if you reload, it wouldn't be good. So I think I could go like direct to and just put in PS20 like that, and then hit enter. And then if we want, we can turn on OBS for runway 35. OBS, and then turn the dial to 350 on the course selector to get a rough runway heading. All right, let's get the fuel pumps back on. Let's take a little pit stop here. And then if you guys are just tuning in and want to join, we're gonna take a pit stop at Papa Sierra 20 PS20. Why did I put the fuel pumps on? Usually takeoff and landing, you turn on the electric fuel pumps as a backup, just in case there's a failure with the primary pump. This is further out than I thought it was. Yeah, whether the fuel pumps on are part of the actual checklist, I'm not sure, but usually they are. Is that an ATR right there, Grazer? I wonder what your throttle's been at the whole time. Wait, how fast does the ATR go? It's got to go way faster than 150 knots. It's got to be like, what, like low 200s? And it's basically an airliner. I know it's kind of slow, right? So it doesn't affect the flow of fuel, ensures it. That's my understanding, yeah. Yeah, again, not a real pilot, but yeah, generally a checklist will have you turn on the electric fuel pump before takeoff and when you're coming into land for redundancy. So if there happens to be a fuel pump, an issue with the primary fuel pump, that you don't lose fuel flow at those critical parts of the flight. Whereas like in cruise, since you have altitude, and altitude is safety, then yeah, you don't have to worry as much about them. I don't know that I've ever had like a fuel pump failure though, just because things don't really simulate it. So maybe the Kodiak would be, or sorry, the we got a grass runway, huh? Maybe like something like the Comanche would be my first fuel pump failure. I am messing up my cameras big time here. It's gonna be a nice crosswind here from the left. 17 knots right now. Yeah, I wish the angles in this are all right. Yeah, like this angle's pretty good. This giant like strut here, whatever, is just very in the way. All right, we got a nice 10-knot crosswind from the left. Oh, nice and smooth at the end. This plane is just like very stable. Whoa, whoa, we're tilting like crazy. Ooh, that was a little sketchy. All right, let's see some of these landings if I can get over there in time. Here, I'll take a little pit stop here. Had some side-by-side, is that an M500? Fredericks in the M500 and a Bonanza as well. I mean, we all get in at the same time so often now I can never watch anybody land. And we're all in different speed planes too, so. All right, guys, if you want to take a quick break, like a quick 4 or 5 minute break, go use the restroom, grab a beverage, grab a snack, whatever you want to do. And if you just want to join, you're just joining. We're at PS20 Papa Sierra 20 in Pennsylvania. I do like the flow really gives good information here, like elevation, the city, and the state that you're in. It's pretty nice. And we're on USA West. PS20 is where we're taking a quick pit stop. We got another M500 coming in. Dude, I'm so neglecting the M500. I miss it. I know I say it like every stream, but I've been playing with the Phoenix lately. Such a good plane. Beautiful. And Ghoulish giving us some bouncies in the Kodiak. 3 landings. 4 landings. He's going for 5 landings. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this thing still isn't working for me with the with flow. It's still not showing my center line performance. The bounces are getting larger. All right, Luke, you got this. Luke's coming in. VTail Bonanza? This is a nice little strip here. The crosswind's nice. I love when it's a little bit challenging. Anytime you get to crab in for the landing, just feels good. You got it. 1 landing, 2 landings. We still have no wheels. There we go. Was the tail not even rendered in either? It looks like the tail wasn't even in there. Dude, I love the V-tail. So pretty. All right, I will put on the timer. Let's take another couple minutes here and then we'll get going. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Take your rest stop, enjoy it, but not too much. Be back in a couple minutes. All right, it's almost 3 minutes. How we feeling? How we looking? Should probably fill up on fuel. It's probably not that low. Oh, okay, 76%. We're good. Let's have a pilot switch here. We're gonna have Yulia take over, and then the new FO is gonna get relieved here. All right, we got Samantha, co-pilot. Yulia's now the pilot. Little personnel switch here. Oh, Grazers is down in the ATR. Nice. And by down, I mean landed. Yeah, you are in the ATR. You're in the big one, too. I mean, they're both big, but what is it? The 40... Is it the 42 in the 76 or the 46 in the 76? All right, parking brakes off. I left the fuel pumps on. It doesn't... It's got to take off anyway. All right, let's turn OBS mode off, and then I got to sequence it to the next waypoint. So which waypoint were we at? That's the question. Well, let's try 11. Let's see. Need to do direct to one of them. Why am I having so much trouble here? FPL. Please close. There we go. Why is that not moving the cursor? Okay, that was weird. All right, we're near 6, it looks like. There we go. Direct to 6, and then to the west. The ATR. The ATR is so cool. ATR looks awesome. Yeah, I think I've slowly developed a preference. At least what I think are the best looking planes are all of the high wing twins. High wing twin props, I think, look the best. I mean, is that the DA-42? Also looks... Wait, does the 42 have tip tanks? Now I'm curious, is that the 42? Oh, it's a Cessna 310R, okay. The 310R with the tip tanks. It's such a variety. So we got a King Air, Grand Caravans, ATR, Bonanzas, Vision Jets, V-tail Bonanzas, Kodiaks. Oh wait, the VL... Oh yeah, I did look it up. The VL3 is the JMB VL3, right? For some reason, I thought the VL... Wait. This isn't the JMB. This is the Velocity one or whatever. Isn't the VL3... Yeah, the VL3 is part of like... It's not the Velocity one. Every time I see it, I think I'm calling it the wrong name. OV10 Bronco. Yeah, what is... Let me look up the Bronco. The OV10... The North American Rockwell OV10 Bronco. Oh, military aircraft. Oh, this one. That is such a cool looking plane. Wait, let me see if I can put it up on the stream. To fix my Chrome window is always wrong for some reason. Oh yeah, there's the Bronco. There's the Bronco. From flightsim.to. Is this completely free on flightsim.to? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, Vertigo. That's it. Thanks, Yerbit. Yeah, the Vertigo. I always want to say Velocity. It's the Vertigo. I make the same mistake every time and I will never learn. Yeah, it looks like it's on, it looks like it's free on flightsim.to. That is so cool looking. Very cool. Vertigo's next to a patch that looks like a plane landed like a cartoon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's... There's an actual plane there in the satellite photography. All right, looks like we're all here and ready. Ish. Good enough. Let's go. We're going to take off again and then continue west. Who knows what landmarks we're going to. All right, let me get the flaps down to takeoff position and the fuel pumps back on, just because. And where's the flap indicator in this guy? Oh, I have it in land. There we go. All right, takeoff position. Nice crosswind departure here. This is going to be great. 10 knots of wind from the right. There is no preferred runway. Oh my God. We're crabbing. We're crabbing.
You are currently flying near the Swedberg fossil site. This site is a fascinating location
Everyone's
for
crabbing.
paleontology enthusiasts and anyone interested in the history of our planet. Discovered in the early 1900s by a team of researchers, the Swedberg fossil site contains a diverse array of fossils.
I wish I could like
dating
quickly
back
switch to
millions
this
of
camera
years.
whenever I take off to watch
These
everyone.
fossils provide valuable insights into the ancient ecosystems and the creatures
Oh, good
that
luck with the
inhabit them.
ATR grazers.
Visitors to the site
He's
can
up.
explore the excavation
Oh, that was a
areas
close one.
and learn about the scientific
That was definitely a
significance
close
of the
one.
discoveries made here.
And then we have terrain right
It's
in
a
front of
popular
us.
destination for families, students, and researchers alike.
Luckily, we have it's still flat here if you turn right. Are we at an airport? Yeah, we just took off from, what is it, PS20? But I have the map in the bottom right corner, so if you can make out any of those airports, you could load in at any one of these to catch up to us. But yeah, we just took off here at PS20, and we're continuing to the west. If you want to join. I didn't hear what the tour guide said, but I'm guessing it was something that we can't see with our eyes, so there we go. John C., what's up, man? Just watching tonight as you're not at home. Well, thanks for dropping in, man. Leaving the house? What are you, crazy? All flight sim hermits like myself are confused about the prospect of actually leaving the house. Oh, Kilgore says, with Flow, I was able to teleport right to where you guys are at. Wait, how did that work? Oh, just by going to the friends list, right? You went here? Oh, yeah, you just did this, right? You just went to your friends list and hit the button? Doesn't this just take you to their location? Yeah, select a location to teleport to. Yeah, that is super nice. I forgot you could do that. Yeah, Flow is pretty incredible. I regret getting the Pro version just because I don't really need the features in it, and it's something that's not. I bought it outside the marketplace, which is the worst thing ever. And I'm running dangerously low on caffeine, so if my airspeed drops, you know why. The coffee has been completed. It's a shaken espresso, iced shaken espresso. Pretty good. Pretty good. I know there'll be somebody that says nothing is good at Starbucks, but maybe my standards are low, okay, and I enjoy it. So let me enjoy my crappy espresso. Yeah, Essentials is pretty sweet and all you need. Yeah, I just assumed to get the Pro version just because I wanted to be able to show all the features when I'm on the stream, just in case, but I didn't do any research into knowing what the difference was. I was like, all right, I'll just get the Pro one. It must be the best. But I don't think I've used anything in the Pro version. There's like ways you can customize it for certain planes, even beyond customizing the buttons in the wheel or something like that. I don't know. Clearly, it's not an essential feature in the Pro version. Thus the name. Espresso's good. I just go with a basic latte with oat milk. Yeah, I've been doing their ever since the holidays. They released this hazelnut oat milk shaken espresso. It's iced. It's really good. It's way more sugary than I ever would normally do, but I keep doing it. It's pretty solid. But yeah, normally I'm just a cold brew, splash of milk kind of guy. Everyone disappeared again. Yeah, that was happening to me on stream the last like 2 or 3 streams. I think we're just let's just credit ourselves with killing the multiplayer servers. We have too big of a group now. That's the problem. Microsoft can't hang. They can't handle our squadron that we have going here. That's it. I'll just keep telling myself that. Oh, see you, Cyber. Yeah, have a good day, man. We're super bad. How do you pull the parachute in the Vision Jet? Unfortunately, you do not. The only plane I know of that has a working parachute is the Sling S4, aka the Sting S4 by FS. Is it FS Reborn? And that one you can pull the parachute, but it's not. The cap stuff is not modeled in this series. I wonder if we'll ever see that modeled in the Cirrus. Like, it seems like the dev of the Cirrus, what is it, Flight Effects? I think that's the dev of the Cirrus. Maybe them and the and Rawl from over at FS Reborn should chat together and figure out how to get that parachute in the Cirrus. Or maybe there was like a legal reason they couldn't do it or something. But they were recently recognized by Cirrus, right? And they like put all the branding in it for Cirrus and all that. Like, they made some announcement about that recently. But I did use the parachute in the Sling S4, called the Sting S4 in the sim, and it was really cool. Just plopped us safely to the ground. What's up, Bobo? Was that the Cap 10? All right, let's see what tour guide information we get on this waypoint up ahead here. All right, the engines sound less angry now. I didn't pull back the prop speed at all earlier.
We're currently flying near the Stony Mountain Fire Tower. This historic fire tower is a popular tourist attraction and point of interest in the area.
Fire tower?
It was built in the early 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps as part of the New Deal program during the Great Depression. The tower stands at an elevation of 1,240 feet and offers breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding landscape. Visitors can climb to the top of the tower and enjoy the stunning vistas of the Blue Mountain Range,
Where is
the
it?
Susquehanna River, and the Appalachian Trail. Outdoor enthusiasts, history buffs, and nature lovers often visit this site to experience the rich history and natural beauty of the area. The Stony Mountain Fire Tower is a testament to the dedication and hard work of the inn and serves as a reminder of the important role it played in preserving and protecting our natural resources. If you have the opportunity, I highly recommend a visit to this remarkable historical landmark.
Oh, I think is that the tower right there? We might actually have another. Oh, I don't know. It looks like just a pylon. Maybe, I don't know. There's something here and something over here. It could just be pylons for the electricities. We will see. Yeah, Die. Everybody's having problems with multiplayer. It seems like I just didn't draw the short straw today, and I actually see everybody. But yeah, the last few streams I was encountering the problem. It's just Microsoft stuff, unfortunately. Don't they mention things way in advance? Yeah, I didn't catch how many miles ahead he said it was. But yeah, usually it's within a few miles that they do call it out in advance what we're headed towards. So it could be up here, hopefully. But I just see a bunch of power lines so far. You know, only so many things are modeled in the sim, but there is something up here. Maybe that's it. The flight plan does have us going there. Oh yeah, John's making a good point. If you're on beta, like I'm not on the beta. I don't know if he's asking me, but I am not on the beta. I only did the beta for one stream when it first came out, just to check out the new ground handling and the tire physics on the Cessna 172. But if you are on the beta, you'll be on a separate multiplayer server than everyone else. But I have a feeling that's not the problem. It seems like most people are just running into the normal flight sim multiplayer server issues, unfortunately. This does look, it does look different than just the regular power lines, but this could be a We Love VFR thing. Like, I don't see a Microsoft Flight Sim point of interest marker on it, so. Not yet, at least. You don't have that pylon, and you don't have We Love VFR. Got it. Yeah, this is probably just a We Love VFR thing. We would have seen the Microsoft Flight Sim waypoint by now. But this is roughly where it has us flying to, right? Like on the waypoint. Showing something down here. Maybe there's a bridge over here or something? This is pretty cool for We Love VFR, though. A little free, some kind of radio tower or something, maybe? I mean, it looks like a cell tower or something, almost. Got all those little circular panels all on the side. I know nothing about this stuff, clearly. Hey, we do have a bridge over the water here. Right down here. So obviously we need to fly under the bridge and test if it's, you know, like the Does It Blend YouTube channel or whatever. This is the Does We Fly Under It test here. Oh, Andy, what's up? Why do ladies hate people that play video games? I don't think it's a ladies thing. It's just a people thing. But, yeah, I don't know. If your girlfriend doesn't like that you play video games, then I don't know. It could happen. People can get upset at each other about all sorts of things, so. You're surprised my girlfriend doesn't hate me for gaming? I definitely didn't game as much when her and I met. I was in a phase of not gaming at all, and I was much more social, so I definitely, I mean, I wouldn't say she hates me for it. She definitely recognizes that I'm gaming a lot more than I used to the last couple of years, because I used to not really do it at all. I go through phases in my life of gaming a lot or not. Does it let us fly under? Obviously the planes, or sorry, the cars cannot drive on it, but we can fly under it. That's all that matters. Yes. Beautiful. Your girlfriend's supportive. You don't sit here 24/7. Yeah. You can be social and into gaming. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a total nerd. Like, when her and I met, I was not necessarily as much of a showing off how nerdy I was when we met. Like, I was at that time in my life extremely social. I was out all the time. I didn't really care about gaming then. I go through phases, so. Yeah, for her, it's a change that I'm gaming way more than I used to. But we've been together over 10 years, so I mean, something like me having a new hobby isn't going to change our relationship. It's not destructive to my life or hers. It's not making it's not putting our livelihoods in jeopardy or anything like that. So, is she pretty nerdy too? No, I mean only in that, she's the kind of person that prefers to read over watching a movie or playing a video game. She's not into gaming at all. She'll play like something every now and then, but usually it's a social game, like with friends, like a party game or something like that. But yeah, no, she's not as nerdy as I am. Turk is in the Tomcat. What's up, Turk? My boy Turk is here, doing flybys. People don't want to date me though, but I want to grow old. Stuck with an old an old lady? What do you mean, just age-wise? I mean, dude, like relationships are very personal and different for everybody. Like, there's no like one size fits all rules for relationships, you know? Humans are complicated creatures. One person will react one way and another person will react in a completely different way to the same thing. So, you know. Get a dating sim. All right, we're gonna. The river is not. Maybe we can we follow along the river?
Flying over the Market Street Bridge, located 1 mile away at a heading of 135 degrees.
Oh, there's another bridge?
The Market Street Bridge is an iconic landmark
we have to go to the other
in
bridge.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and it holds significant historical and architectural value. This beautiful bridge was completed in
come for the G1000, stay for the dating advice, even though I haven't dated in like 15 years.
Area with the West Shore.
Yes.
The bridge features a stunning design with intricate details and has been an essential transportation link for the city.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're younger, and I have absolutely no perspective on what it's like to date nowadays, especially if you're like in your 20s. I have no clue, man. I have no idea. I will not pretend to know what it's like. When I was dating, like online dating wasn't even really like. It was used here and there, but there was like no Tinder. Like, I haven't dated since Tinder was a thing, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. What's a good payware plane on the Microsoft Store? Good payware planes. If you want a turboprop, get the M500. If you like glass panel, get the M500. If you want a trainer, smaller plane, non-turboprop, get the Comanche. It's the best plane in the game. If you want an airliner, get the Phoenix. It's not in the marketplace though. You could get the ATR maybe. I don't know. You're on Xbox or not? You're still on PC, Andy? Is the Phenom 300? No, do not get the Phenom 300. It sucks. Generally, you can you can trust the ratings in the marketplace. If something has 2 stars like the Phenom 300 does, do not get it. I would recommend only getting things that have over 4 stars. The ratings are usually pretty accurate in the marketplace, so I think you can trust them. All right, sorry guys, I got turned off course here. I'm gonna turn around. I'm going the opposite direction because the river here is awesome. Is this still the Delaware? No, this is oh god, I can't pronounce this. Susquehanna? Susquehanna? I don't know how to say it. Are we near Pittsburgh? All right, let's go back onto course. Sorry, getting distracted by the river here. I just want to follow the rivers. Still on PC. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. Yeah, I think you're asking about the marketplace, right? Because you know if you switch to Xbox, then you can keep everything, right? You can bring all your marketplace purchases with you. So yeah, that's a really good reason to buy everything on the marketplace when possible. I don't know about the 160. Yeah, the 310 is great. The Blackbird 310R, Cessna 310R if you want a twin. The 414 Chancellor, Cirrus Jet, yes. The Vision Jet is very good. The one thing to know about the Vision Jet is that it's more like the speed of a turboprop, but it's a very cool plane. So I got everybody just flying in circles. Sorry, guys. Yeah, hey, speaking of the Vision Jet, here's one right in front of us. Air timers in the Vision Jet right here. Yeah, the Vision Jet is great. Oh, do not buy it. It'll be free in 2024. I mean, that could be 6 months away, though, so it's up to you. Yeah, it matters how much money you have to spend. The Vision Jet is great, though. The Honda Jet is also an option if you want a twin. Basically, if you want a light jet, like the Vision Jet, but you want to be able to go faster and get up to like 40,000 feet, then go for the Honda Jet. But the Vision Jet gets a lot of love around here, I think. People really love it. But yeah, do not get the Phenom 300. You could get the Phenom 100, right? The Cockspur Phenom 100 is very good. But do not get the 300. No idea when 2024 is coming out. Yeah, I mean, last year it came out in August, the end of August, I think. 2020 was the release date. It wouldn't surprise me if we had another, like, end-of-year release for it. I doubt that we'll see it over the summer. Maybe the end of the summer, but yeah, I would guess more like in the fall. Might get X-Plane 12. I wouldn't. I don't think there's any competition anymore. I think everybody should be on Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a new Phenom 300. Well, they probably can't do worse than the one that we got. Why? First of all, the only reason I would get X-Plane 12 is if there is a very, very specific plane that you cannot get in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is just, obviously, it's just more modern. Like, the visuals are better. If you look at the planes that have been coming out for Microsoft Flight Sim in the last year, like, the insane level of quality of the planes we've been getting is nuts. And the avionics. Like, it has the best avionics for all the Garmin systems. The 750, the 530, the 430, and the G1000, the G3000, the G5000. All of those have gotten a ton of work put into them. The ones in X-Plane are absolutely basic by comparison at this point. I would not touch it. I would not use X-Plane. And it's not just about the graphics. Like, the graphics are a nice bonus, but just the quality of the Garmin systems is insane. The amount of progress that's been made on them in the last 2 years. And then when you have airliners like the Phoenix and you have GA planes like the Comanche, it's really hard to compete with those things in X-Plane. Like, maybe there's some planes that have come out that are comparable, but I haven't used them. I don't know. I tried X-Plane 12 and it feels so lonely. There's no built-in multiplayer. There's no built-in AI traffic. If you want it to look better, you have to download gigabytes and gigabytes of mods to replace the graphics and everything. The only reason I would ever have to use X-Plane 12 is because there's a plane that I really, really want to fly, and the only place I can get it is X-Plane. So maybe that's what you're saying about the E-Jets. In that case, sure, it's your only option. But if you have an option, if you're not like bound to it just because of one plane, I would be on Microsoft Flight Sim. I don't think there's really any competition between the two anymore. Flight Sim is too good. We've also gotten, 14, 15 free world updates. We're going on Sim Update 16. And it'll be after 4 years, we finally have to pay again for the sim for a new Flight Sim 2024 later this year, which will probably have some insane improvements. I don't know. I think it's the best $120 I ever spent in 2020. I've gotten way too much enjoyment out of the sim, and there's too many free updates. It's just crazy that every couple months we have an entire world update for free. They're just killing it. They are absolutely crushing it. Flight Sim looks more cozy than X-Plane. X-Plane looks low. Yeah, I think X-Plane is lonely. Like, when I tried X-Plane 12 when it came out, I felt very alone when I hopped in there, because you can't just turn on multiplayer. You can't just turn on AI traffic or live traffic. Did I hear about the SpaceX rocket launch? Is that the one that flew out of Vandenberg? A friend of mine said he felt it. But no, I don't know about the details of the rocket launch though. Soul says it'll have to be insane improvements. I imagine that we're only getting a new sim because they can't do anything with this one. Yeah,
The Sweet Potato Festival, located at 10 o'clock, 3 miles away.
I think what it probably is like if you've ever worked on a technical product before and dealt with technical debt on a product before, there is a point where the team, the developers, the engineers will be like, hey, we really need to overhaul this whole thing if we're going to make any progress. And they need to basically start with the foundations of the product. And I think that's mainly what's happening with Flight Sim 2024. So I think a lot of it, they said, was built on FSX. So I would imagine that they said like the loading times is one of the big things they're addressing. I don't know if that means you're going to need more bandwidth, or it's going to, you know, be way more reliant on streaming data. But man, the load times are absolutely crazy with all the add-ons that are in there. Like, wouldn't it be incredible if all of the world updates were seamless and they're all server side and you don't have to install anything, and it's just streaming all the new data all the time for everybody? That would be awesome. I just want you guys. I say it every time. I just want shared cockpit. That's what I want. I want them to actually do the shared cockpit. The sooner we get that, the sooner we have a lot more activity. Just a lot more unique things will happen in the sim if we can fly in the same planes together natively. Darren says the things that would see me updating would be greatly improved ATC, a mission system on par than on air. Yeah, I'm skeptical. I think neither one of those things is going to happen. I think that the stuff that we saw for the mission packs is basically like for like the career things where they're showing the helicopter, you know, towing cargo, like has a, you know, like a cable and it's swinging cargo and delivering cargo onto a ship or whatever. Those kind of things to me look like tech demos. Like, to me, that stuff is like a showcase of the SDK improvements that are going to come with Flight Sim 2024. And I bet it'll just be like a mission pack, like Top Gun and stuff like that, but we'll have one for each activity type. I would love for them to do their own version of On Air Company, but I have a feeling that it's just going to be a series of missions that they put in. But with all those new capabilities, like all the new physics modeling, all the new physics that are modeled and stuff like that, they're probably opening that up to third-party devs to create amazing things with it. I mean, I would love if they made this, if they made Flight Sim feel like an MMO, like have elements of MMOs, you know, where you have a career progression and all that stuff built in. Would be so cool. Like as a first-class feature, that would be amazing. What do I think the biggest upgrade will be? I think it's gonna feel like a big sim update. Personally, I don't think it's gonna feel like an entire new game. I would love for them to prove me wrong. Of course, like we all want new things, more features. I have a feeling it's going to be like a focus on, like they said, faster load times, more physics simulations, better terrain generation. They showed some previews of like the cliff sides looking better and stuff like that. And then, yeah, just those mission packs. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a glorified sim update. I'm okay with paying for that because I want the latest and greatest all the time. If it makes my sim load faster, perform better, have better FPS and less crashes, less bugs, fewer bugs, that's enough for me to just be like, yeah, I support the next gen of the sim. Cool. But I do hope there's more than that. I do hope it's the career mode would be amazing. But I think it's just going to be like what we've seen in expansions, like with Maverick and Dune. I think it's going to be more like that. Anything good on television? Yeah, Masters of the Air. I'm several episodes behind. I haven't finished it, but Masters of the Air has been really cool. I've been haven't watched the last few because I've been watching them with my girlfriend. We kind of caught back up on them because I was ahead of her. So maybe we'll watch one or two this weekend. It's a better engine to work on. Yeah, Soul. I think that's what it mainly is them kind of getting more of a fresh start with the foundation of the software. But for them to convince people to buy it again, there have to be enough features where people are like, yeah, why would I use Flight Sim 2020? So, For All Mankind. Oh, yeah, I watched the first episode of For All Mankind twice, and I didn't watch any more than that for no reason. It was good. I just don't watch a lot of TV. I'm always like playing games. I'm just always gaming. Andy says, if a game says recommended settings between 50 and 360, would you be able to play with 27 Super? Yes. Yeah, I mean, if it's between a 580 and a 3060, 27 Super is at the higher end of that range. So yeah, especially in 1080p. A lot of people are on 1440 and 4K nowadays, so yeah, absolutely. You can also just Google, like I would Google those kind of things and put the word Reddit on the end of it, your Google search, and figure out what people say about your setup or your video card in that game specifically, whatever game you're talking about. Just so you have some further evidence other than I'm within the requirements, you know? You want to know what kind of frames they're getting. What's up, Enos? Hello, everyone. I am Raptor, came 20th in the Top Gun Sidewinder section. Nice. I didn't even play the Top Gun challenges. I played like early on when the Dune stuff came on. I was like grinding a little bit on one of them and got into the top 20 or 30 and then fell off like that weekend when everyone started doing it. Yeah, I haven't really been like record chasing or, you know, anything like that in Flight Sim, but I've seen videos of people doing the Maverick ones on the subreddit, on the Microsoft Flight Sim subreddit. Pretty entertaining. Has a loud engine. All right, looks like this is the part where you actually have to climb a bit. Top Gun challenges were fun. Yeah, I didn't do any of them. I don't know why. I've watched the movie several times. I should pay my respects by flying it in the sim. Yeah, give it a shot with the new stick. Yeah. The problem is I have no excuses for being bad now that I have like good hardware or better hardware than I used to have. It's a pride thing. I don't want to embarrass myself, you know. No, I haven't heard of that, Andy. I feel like I need to do a Comanche flight soon and an M500 flight soon. Looks like we're still in Pennsylvania. Oh, I zoomed out. I have Navigraph running on my other monitor. And I zoomed out enough and I'm actually seeing the state names now. If you get it at the right zoom level, you can get some of the state names in. So yeah, we're still in Pennsylvania, but it looks like we might sneak into Virginia.
Near Buzzards Rock, located at 3 o'clock,
and then maybe into West Virginia.
330. Buzzards Rock is a popular tourist attraction known for its stunning panoramic views of the surrounding area. This natural rock formation is a favorite spot for hikers, rock climbers, and nature enthusiasts. It offers a unique opportunity to observe the diverse flora and fauna of the region, including various bird species. The rock's geological history dates back millions of years, and it has been a point of interest for geologists and researchers studying the area's ancient formations. Visitors often enjoy picnicking and photography at this picturesque location. If you have the chance, definitely worth a visit.
What streaming service should you subscribe to? As someone that doesn't watch like any TV, I can't really The one I've been using lately has just been Apple TV, I guess, just because Masters of the Air is on it. It's like any subscription, just like turn it on, watch what you need, turn it off, then switch to another one. YouTube, yeah, I'm a YouTube enjoyer myself. I'm a YouTube premium enjoyer. YouTube is the only streaming stuff I pay for on a regular basis. Otherwise, I'm just paying and turning it on and off as I need it. So like right now I have Apple TV Plus just for Masters of the Air for now. Disney Plus, Paramount. Yeah, just I would just not look at it as like which one do you need to pick. I would look at it as which one do you pick for now, because that's the beauty of it. Just pay for a month or two, binge all the shows you want to watch, and then turn it off and then go to another one. Parker says plans on doing a seaplane flight. I'm down. We could do that. The sim is freezing right now. It's our regularly scheduled sim freeze. There we go. We're back. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've done. Oh, then everybody's gone. Rip. Do we get an offline warning? Look, now I am the one that sees nobody. All by myself. Oh, you're back. Whoa! Somebody reset the server. Somebody plugged it. Somebody unplugged it and plugged it back in. How do you set the plane to fly in the pink line? It matters what kind of autopilot and avionics you have, but basically you just need to turn the autopilot on and engage nav, fly towards the pink line, and then turn on nav mode, and it will follow the pink line. Just make sure you have it in GPS mode. So if you're using the G1000, you need to hit the CDI button to make sure you have pink arrows. G1000. Yeah, the autopilot on this one's actually up here. It matters the implementation in the plane you're in. Usually it'll be in this section right here. But in this case, if I want it, I can just hit nav to get GPS, and now it'll follow the pink line. And I'll hit ALT, altitude hold mode, to hold my altitude. So now here we have GPS, autopilot's on, altitude hold mode. You'll need to hit like the AP button to turn it on. Will it turn the directions? Yep, it'll follow. If you have a GPS flight plan like this, it's going to follow it from point to point to point automatically. Yep. The good thing about learning something like the G1000 is just that it's in so many different planes that if you're familiar with the G1000, when you hop into those other planes that also have a G1000, you're instantly familiar with how to use it. But it is possible, like in this plane, that the autopilot is in a second, its own unit like this. So in this case, we have this S-Tech autopilot. So you'll notice the G1000 in this implementation doesn't have the autopilot buttons. So there are a bunch of variations on what buttons are on the G1000 or not. It just matters if they're using the integrated autopilot or not. Is Navigraph working on rendering a magenta course line on the G1000 screens? I feel like it's possible. I haven't heard that they're doing it yet. I think it might be a working title thing. I'm not sure. I did notice, I'm pretty sure the GTN 750 does it when you look at the charts. And if you guys don't know what Darren's talking about, if I switch this over to IFR charts or VFR charts, these are awesome to use. Like this is what you get when you're using Navigraph, basically, is the real charts. So you could use like World, this is Navigraph, there's a VFR version. These are the sectionals, which are super useful, but you'll notice that it doesn't draw the magenta course. And that's actually the main reason why I don't really use these, is because it doesn't draw the course. Yeah, I don't know of them adding it. I hope they add it. It would be awesome. Yeah, if I remember, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last time I used this 750 and I turned on the sectionals, it had the magenta line drawn. So hopefully, like, I would love to see that because I would prefer to use these charts. But yeah, I pretty much, usually when we're flying along like this, I'll have either this one up on my side monitor in Navigraph or something like this. This is a world map. So here you have like the RTAC region, so we can see we're going to leave New York for Washington Center around this area. And if I get to a certain zoom level in the app, it will give me state names. but it's a little, it looks like maybe that zoom level is not here. But it's a little easier to tell when you're crossing the state borders. Yeah, using the app. But this is a good way to pick out, you know, visual landmarks and stuff like that. You'll see it has like golf courses. These are the real FAA VFR sectionals for the US. So you'll see like city names. There'll be highways and train tracks drawn on it. Yeah, major roads. And then, you know, we have like a airspace coming up here. Flight Sim beta update. Did they mention it at all? Yeah, I don't know if they're working on it. Something like that is something that you could ask in their Discord, and they'll probably share with you if it's a limitation on their end or not. I once again have been like hand flying all day today because it feels right to do it, but yeah, it's so much easier to like chat with you guys and look outside the plane when we use autopilot. Yeah, can't see the course in this map mode though. We're already getting pretty close to our destination. We've been going like 2 hours.
Snowy Mountain Lookout is a fascinating point of interest in this area. It offers breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding landscape and is a popular destination for nature enthusiasts, hikers, and photographers. The lookout was established in the early 1900s by a group of local conservationists who recognized the area's natural beauty and sought to create a space for people to appreciate it. The lookout has since become a beloved spot for locals and visitors alike, drawing in outdoor enthusiasts who enjoy exploring the diverse flora in the region. The lookout's historical significance and stunning vistas make it a must-see attraction for anyone with an appreciation for the great outdoors.
Thanks, tour guide. Can you add me? Yeah, of course. It's just Kip space OTG. Everybody that is on my friends list is in blue. So yeah, if you care and you want your name in blue. But the reason why it's really nice to like add each other on is just, you know, when I'm off stream, it's super cool to have, like, this is part of Flow, this add-on called Flow that's in the marketplace. But what's really nice is in the settings for Flow, you can go to nameplates, and then down here you can choose to have your friends be a different color. So anybody on your friends list, you can set the color they are and you can change it to whatever you want. It'll update it in real time too as you change it, which is really cool. And that's just really nice. So when you're just out flying, you know, I'm not streaming or something and I fly, I can just instantly recognize someone on my friends list. So I'm like, oh, it's, you know, I see Raptor, I see Clanky, I see whoever just like nearby me when we're, you know, not on the stream chatting together. But yeah, you can change the color, and then you can also hit this and hide everyone that's not your friend. So if you're in a super populated area, like, you know, major airport or something, you can filter out everybody that's not on your friends list. That's a pretty cool feature. Quantum says the inner outer knob FMS menu is horrible. Yeah. Oh, I thought. Yeah, I'm not sure how the design of it came about on the real unit. I will say it's actually not that difficult to use on the, I have the real sim gear version. I have like the 430, the 530, and the G1000, and using it is actually not that difficult. You just put your hand on one knob, like just to put your hand on this knob physically, like on the real, or the fake real thing. It's actually not that hard to use. And I think they mainly did it, I don't know if there was a limitation of not having touchscreen technology, but not wanting you to touch the screen. Like you always see the like stickers and real planes, it's like, do not touch the glass, to make sure that it's visible at all times and it's clean. So they don't want fingerprints and stuff on it. So, but yeah, it is a little weird, especially in the sim when you're interacting with a mouse. But if you ever get a chance to try one of the real ones, like, or like the real sim gear ones, or those other third-party hardware that mimics them or, you know, duplicates them, it's pretty, it's not that bad to use. But yeah, clicking everything in this sim, it feels horrible. It's like, I don't want to click anything. Yeah, weird how it doesn't say your plane model. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is where some of them it doesn't show the plane model. People have to tell me what they're in. Yeah, I think that's one thing, like when you look at how something was made and you're like, I don't understand why this was made. I think sometimes like the reasons will surprise people. Like we have no idea what the limitations were and what criteria they had to follow and like what the requirements of building this thing were. It's just like there's just so many things that go into making these decisions. So I think it's fair to assume that they did the best that they could with what the requirements were to build the thing. But yeah, in the sim, I think we're just getting a very different perspective on these things. It's because of how annoying it is to mouse into like the difference between the inner and outer knob in this thing, and just the mechanics of having to use it with your mouse. It's just super weird. Oh, you're in a Kodiak? Oh, yeah, if you add me to your friends list, I'll get the alert like this, and then I can just accept it. And then I think if you go up here to this little target symbol, this will show everybody around you, in theory. I don't know that this is accurate. But you can go through here and find people and add friend this way. I shall send one to FX Society, who still hasn't added me as a friend. How dare you? It says sending. I don't know if it's actually sending it. Anyway, that's one way to do it too if you want to add people on the group flight. You can go up into that menu, scroll down through the names of people near you, and just click add on each person. And then you'll have the awkwardness of kind of looking at them from a distance, waiting for them to accept your friend request. Like this. Notice the name is still black. You see? And you can just kind of mad dog them from a distance until they accept your friend request. Yeah, using a physical knob's easier. Oh, you built a panel with rotary encoders with Moby Flight. Nice. Yeah, even though I own those things, like I own the G1000, Chase, even though I own like the G1000, it's just, I have a different experience than a lot of people simming just because I won't use those just because you guys can't like see them. It's just weird to do anything in this sim that you guys can't see. And even if I was to go to the lengths of like hooking up a camera that's in the corner of me using the G1000, it's like, it's gonna be tiny given how big this unit is, you know. It's just, so for me personally, like just for the sake of streaming, I ended up not using a lot of my hardware a lot of the time because I want to demonstrate everything in the sim so everyone can see it. And I guess I turned autopilot off by accident, but yeah, I recognize like a lot of the reasons I do things in the sim don't apply. So unless you're making videos or streaming and stuff like that, it's probably a much better reason to just use the hardware every time. I don't even have it set up. It's just been sitting in my closet because I don't really have a reason to plug it in. I'm the clicking guy now. I just click everything. But those things are great. Like
Rock Vista is a stunning overlook located in South Mountain State Park, Maryland. This natural rock formation offers breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding landscape, including the Cumberland Valley and the Appalachian Mountains.
The plugin for names, it's Flow.
For hikers and outdoor
it's in the marketplace
to take in the picturesque scenery and capture memorable photos. The vista is especially popular during the fall season, when the foliage transforms into a vibrant display of autumn colors, attracting visitors from near and far. The area is rich in history and is known for its significance during the Civil War,
I don't want to interrupt the tour
making it
guide.
a compelling destination for history buffs and nature lovers alike.
Yeah, Flow is pretty good. You can just get Flow Essentials in the marketplace. And it gives you this, it just gives you a ton of things. I barely scratched the surface, but it gives you quick access to like tons of settings. Yeah, like friends list. And earlier somebody said they used it to teleport to us just by going here and just hitting the button. And then yeah, I have like the map is open. It gives you runway names. It shows the nearest airport at the bottom that you're headed towards. And gives you runway numbers, and then you know, like the weather thing's pretty cool. Just a lot of shortcuts and just a nicer UI for all the settings in the sim. It's pretty nice. PC only, I don't know. I think it might be on Xbox. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in chat knows if it's on Xbox or not. It's in the marketplace, so there's a chance it's on Xbox. Watercooled says, I've been flying with y'all since we took off from that grass field. I have a different name than on YouTube. Yeah, and yeah, that happens a lot too. Like we all have so many different usernames. YouTube versus Discord versus our gamertag for Microsoft. I think you have to pay to change your gamertag on Microsoft, right? It's on Xbox, but not recommended for Series S. Frederick says. Yeah, kind of like the Zeppelin, I guess, on Xbox, but somebody posted a comment on the stream replay from the Thursday stream saying that it's running really poorly for them on Xbox. Like it's like unflyable. Whoa, what's going on here? We're going to our final destination. Oh, you're on Series X. I think Flow is 25 or 30 US dollars, I think, for Essentials in the marketplace. I think it was around 30, 25 to 30. It's probably cheaper if you buy it directly from Parallel 42 rather than through the Microsoft store, through the marketplace, but it just matters if you want something if you want the marketplace benefits or not of like auto updates and stuff like that. All right, I think we have, is it runway? I think it's runway 26 here. At Martinsburg. Raccoon says I have Flow on Xbox. It works fine with keyboard and mouse. Oh, it breaks the cursor mode on controller. All right, the airport is at an elevation of 565. And yeah, looks like runway 26 is going to be preferred here. It's reporting, the METAR is reporting a 5-knot crosswind and a 5-knot headwind for runway 26. 8,800 foot long runway. ATR rejoice. Oh, you only use controller. Does it? I can see the runway approach lights right there. Right there in the distance. Yeah, looks like a big runway. 8,800 feet. Yeah, it sounds like if you got it, maybe you could configure it and then just not use it. Like if you're just trying to get the nameplates. Yeah, I don't know. If it sounds buggy, it's probably best to pass. Oh, last honcho. I see you right in front of me, water cooler. Or water cooled. I see you. This is a towered airport. Do I want to tune in and get some clearance here? Get permission to land. 124.3. How far are we from the field? 10 miles. Oh, I have my wrong call sign in. That's one thing I wish they could fix in the future is like you have to put in, with say intentions, you have to put your call sign in. But luckily you can save ones you've used in the past, so it's kind of easy. As long as you've saved it, the phonetic pronunciation of your call sign and stuff, it's just fine. I just switched it. Martinburg's Tower, 6063 Echo, 10 miles to the east. Request full stop landing. Are we gonna do another leg? I don't have plans to.
Texan 6063 Echo, Eastern WV Tower, enter left downwind for runway 26.
Can we get a straight in for runway 26? 6063 Echo. Left downwind, look where we are. Actually, did I tell them we were to the east? Forget if I told them we were to the east or not. She's checking.
63 Echo, straight in approach approved for runway 26, report 3 miles final.
All right, straight in for 36, we'll report a 3 mile final. Technum 63 Echo. All right, 3 mile final. I love you can just turn ATC on too. Like we were just using the tour guide. Flip over to the tower frequency, tell them where we are. Then we're doing some ATC stuff instantly. Yeah, I didn't have plans for another leg. This leg is a little shorter, I think, than the last one we did. But we still have 2 more to do. We have day 4 and 5. I wonder how long day 4 is. Checking in the background here. World Tour flights. Day 4 is longer than this day. Alright, there's the runway. What are we at? Let me slow down a bit here. We're at 5.5 miles out. We'll slow down and get the gear down. Let the prop full forward. Alright, gear's coming down. And the field's at about 565 feet.
Vision Jet 384, JL Eastern WV Tower, enter left downwind for runway 26.
Get all the lights. PC users should install little nav map. Yeah, little nav map is great. I don't use it as a moving map, but I definitely have used it quite a bit for flight planning and exporting plan files to import them into the world map. It's really nice for like building a quick flight plan and sharing it with people.
Runway 26 cleared.
It's crazy that it's free. I know a lot of people use it for a lot more than that, but I just got used to using Navigraph. Martinburg Tower, Technum 63 Echo, 3 mile final for runway 26. My God. Look at all the names. It's beautiful. All right, give us a clear to land, please.
Technum 63 Echo, runway 26 cleared to land. Winds 233 at 11. Altimeter 2974.
Here, 2974. Runway 26 clear to land. Technum 63 Echo. Did I say winds are 211 at 14? Yikes. We're gonna another nice crosswind landing here. Can definitely feel it. Crosswind landings all day. What's free? Oh, little nav map. If you're on PC. Your stream was priority in my browser, but now it's second place to pizza delivery progress page. No, that's important. That should take priority 100%. Temporary situation. Pizza is a permanent for life situation. Oh wow, we're getting blown way up in the air, it feels like. Alright, watch the displace threshold. Need to add a lot more power. This wind is like throwing me around. Look at that wind sock.
Vision jet for Juliet Lima, contact ground on 121.8.
That beautiful ATR right there. Oh no, somebody tipped over. Oh, almost happening to me. Yep, that's what my plane's trying to do right there. Is that the Beaver? Oh, it's the PC-6. The Porter. It's trying to do the same thing to me.
121.8. Thank you. Have a good day.
Sorry, anyone still behind us? Let's see. Oh, I think everybody is down. Stop landing so closely together and efficiently, everyone. This is, it's cutting into my drone camera practice. Do you have to dip the ailerons into the wind in real life? I believe when you're even taxiing, you're using the yoke to position the ailerons and the elevator based on the wind. So like turning into the wind, and I forget the rule for a headwind or a tailwind. But yeah, I believe like on the ground you are using the elevators. Like if you watch any real world pilots.
Echo, contact ground on 121.8.
All right, ground on 121.8. 63 Echo. 21.8. Whoa. These flaps up. Ground Technum 6063 Echo. We are clear of runway 26, looking to taxi to GA parking. Your pizza status is baking. Nice. What is that? Is that Domino's Pizza Tracker? Heck yeah. I got, the last couple times I ordered pizza, I actually got Pizza Hut. I know it's not the most highly regarded pizza, but there's something about their little pan pizzas that I love.
Parking at your discretion. Have a good evening.
All right, taxi to GA, our discretion, 63 Echo. You have a good evening to yourself, sir. Over and out. See ya. You gotta use proper phraseology like over and out. It's definitely 100% proper. Oh my God, what is going on with this? Is this 747? Yeah, there's something about Pizza Hut. I think it's like nostalgia from a kid getting Pizza Hut pan pizza that I was so excited about. Every now and then when I get pizza, I do want Pizza Hut. I think arguably there are better options out there, but
Thank you. Have a good evening.
you know, sometimes you just want the thing you want, even if it's not the best. I've been standing for the 2.5-hour stream, so I'm feeling pretty
Vision jet for Juliet
athletic
Lima.
here today.
Good evening, have a safe flight.
Very, very athletic. I mean, this is the equivalent, standing for while flight simming is like, I'm pretty sure comparable to like running a marathon or something like that. Like this is a lot of work. Yeah, we have an insane crowd. What's really nice is like the multiplayer working for once for the screenshots. That the last few times. This is the 747's looking great here, by the way. Can everybody see every plane model? No, unfortunately not. Yeah, you have to own the plane. Send me a friend invite. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got you guys. Yes, yes, more friends. It's freaking out. It doesn't know what to do. More blue names. It's the it's screenshot time. Man, we have a complete squadron. The GA squadron is in full effect right now. You know, minus this Airbus dude. It's funny, it was Air China, now it's showing Korean Air. Which one is it? Wait, I need to reset my plane. I mean, this runway is 8,000 feet long. This is plenty. It's doable for a 747, right? The terrain around here is not that impressive. Yeah, I think we'll have to do the. No offense to anybody that lives near the Appalachian Mountains, but the Appalachians, but I think the Rocky Mountains are gonna look way better. I mean, they're way taller, so. How do you add friends? Just go to your main menu up here, and you can just hit the friends button, like this one right here, and then hit add friend, and then you just type in the name and hit send. And if you want to add everybody like around you, you can try this local players thing. And why doesn't it let me scroll? There's usually a scroll bar over here. There we go. Okay. If you close it and reopen it like this, local players, then you get the scroll bar. You can just scroll through and find people that you recognize around you and just click them and click add friend. And I don't know if it's bugged. It just says sending. I don't know if it actually sends it or not. Yeah, that's how you do it. I think you can probably do it through like if you're on PC, you can hit like Windows key G to go to your friends list there. I think that is the same friends list that's in the sim, so I think you can add people from there too. Used to get stars for a badge for reading books, and you get free. You get Pizza Hut pizza. Yes. How do you reset the position of your plane? Press Y. Y like Yankee will enter slew mode and then hit Y again to plop yourself on the ground. Hit Y to yeet yourself. Oh, looks like it yeeted you into the building and you had crash damage on. Oh no. I should have told you to turn off crash damage first. Sorry. All right, dudes. Good leg today. We did another, how many miles did we do? I don't know what the total mileage was today. It was an hour and 21 minutes was the estimate. How many miles? I don't see how many miles we did. I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 miles, probably. Something like that if I had to guesstimate. All right, guys. Good flying with you. I know I keep saying that maybe I'll do a Sunday stream, but I feel like this is not... It's always fun flying together, of course, but I don't think we're getting the most scenic flights on this Appalachian Trail flight. So I know I always say maybe I'll do a Sunday one. Maybe I will do a Sunday one tomorrow. I feel like we need to knock the miles off this faster so we can get to the next flight. I do want to complete it though. I don't want to not check the box and say I want to say we flew along the whole Appalachian Trail. So maybe you guys will see me again tomorrow or Monday, but yeah, again at the very latest I'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks for flying along as always, dudes. Appreciate it. Ian, thanks for the £5, the super chat earlier. Really appreciate that, dude. And yeah, I don't plan on making a Zeppelin tutorial, but yeah. if it's not about the G1000, am I making a video about it? Probably not, you know? And it's, if they put the G1000 in the Zeppelin, then maybe we'll see a video. But fun stuff, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday and weekend if I don't talk to you. I'll, as always, I'll throw the Discord link in the chat if you guys want to hang out in there in between streams. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out here. You can pick anywhere to be right now, so thanks for choosing to hang out here and fly together. It's always fun. First group flight ever, thanks. Yeah, thanks for joining Jan or Jan, probably Jan. Appreciate that. Good to see you guys. Soul, Mike, Water Cooled, Raccoon, Fredericks, Quantum, Molby, Chase, Die, Mike. Thanks for holding down the Discord moderation this morning too, Mike and Chris. Apparently we had some bots going crazy. Runman, good to see you too. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. I'll see you guys at the worst on Tuesday, but maybe before then. And I'll see you on the Discord in between. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Get your coffees going. Your beverages of choice going. Hope you enjoy your weekend. All right, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.